Sorry, we just came back again. So it's very informal.
Right.
If you want, are you happy to speak? Yeah, that would be good. Don't do that. Are you happy to speak English?
I have 2 degrees in theater, so
No.
and I used to I used to cut action, cut.
You could be doing that.
Take 2.
You could go for a sleep.
Yeah. Thank you. My name is Maurice Ocquaye, but I prefer to be called Mo. It's easier. That's what everybody knows me by on the project. And I work with Core Group, and I'm the senior SBC research advisor on the agency for our project. So we have 3 hubs in East Africa, West Africa, and South Asia. And I'm responsible for the hubs. Yes, West Africa, yes, we have Hippo from Burkina Faso. He's bilingual, French and English, which is good, and very experienced in networking and also managing communities of practice and all that. So we are happy to have him on board as well. Okay. South Asia is very advanced. We have Harish Khan. He's based in India, and he came on board about 2 months ago, and he's already integrated himself into the system. He's got to meet our other partners on the agency for a project. They've started some preliminary discussions. He's begun with the onboarding of stakeholders and whatnot. He's done a little bit of stakeholder mapping and all that. And he's in discussion with the learning collaboratives to see how we can actually integrate our activities and also divide and conquer. I come from a background whereby you are allowed to express yourself and to do what you want, regardless. You have a very supportive family and supportive environment, especially from my grandmom and from my mom. And so, and also allowing you to do things that make you happy. And that's my background. And I've always followed my passion. I've always done things that I think that would inure to my benefit and inure to the benefits of the people or the things I cherish and all that. And that has kind of shaped my life and also influenced the kind of work I do. I got into this work because I love it from the onset, and I've been in it for the past 20 years and continuing. And for me, helping people and giving them the exposure, letting people understand what they can do and what they can achieve with their own lives when they know who they are and the power that they have within them kind of makes me happy. And I think that's what actually drew me to this project. I think that in most, we are just, it's interesting, we are just talking about capacity building and capacity bridging. And in our group, we were just kind of saying that, I mean, the whole term of capacity building has been like one-way stream, whereby an outsider comes in and pours resources to you and says, this is how you have to do this, this is how this is done and all that, regardless of how you've survived over the years, which we feel that shouldn't be the case because, I mean, you have something, you're also coming to the table with something. There's a need to actually get to understand me, my point of view, how I do things, why I do things, the way I do them, and how that has helped inure to my benefits and contributed to my survival over the generations and whatnot. And then you also bring your perspective with Jojo and agree on something. And I think that's what agency brings on board, empowering individuals, empowering communities, empowering societies to kind of define what is best for them and how they can achieve that dream that kind of helps improve their lives and better their lots in the society.
And I think that it is intrinsic that when that is not imposed, when it comes from the desires and the will and the understanding of those communities, it will be more successful.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. And I think that's the way to go. That's the way to go. And it will not just successful, it will also be sustainable because the people really appreciate it and they contributed to it and they find it as something that was not imposed on them, but something that it's innate within them, and they continue with it regardless of whether the project is still in existence or whatever. You would know when agency, if agency has actually taken place, when you find communities really taking ownership of their own development, their own well-being, their own welfare, and actually putting in place systems that they believe will inure to their benefits and working towards those goals and overcoming whichever obstacles there are, knowing very well what's the ultimate goal would be, which is for their betterment, the betterment of the individuals within the community, the betterment of the society, and the betterment of the entire larger society as a whole. In fact, that's what we hope to achieve with this project, and that's clearly why the hubs have been set to actually bring on board the local voices to influence whatever discussion and the decisions that are made at the global level, giving people from the grassroots, people from the local communities and whatnot, amplifying their voice and taking their voice to a level such that the global north comes in, and then we meet at a point and then kind of change how things are done, how the dynamics of imposing what should be the important research topic, what should be something that we should be thinking. We want that dynamics to change. We want a system whereby we have a large swell of local and communities and individual research institutions actually influencing development agenda from the bottom to the top, and also the people from the north listening to those of us from the global south. I think as a hub coordinator, I have had the support of my team, the leadership and the consortium, to kind of think through what would work best in the situation in terms of when we were even doing the concepts for the hubs and engaging partners and all that. You have that kind of freedom to really research and also apply your experience and come to the table and have a discussion. And you got the support of people building on whatever ideas you came with and also adding on and encouraging you and giving you other options of where to look for things and resources and all that. And I think that's very helpful, and that's a kind of builds your confidence and your ability to actually deliver on the mandate that has been given to you. I like to practice what I preach, and however, I found myself in a situation whereby all you need to do is just develop the proposal and work on the work plan, and then get the funding to the government counterparts, and you wash off your hands and get them to do whatever, and then report back to you. And I found that kind of limiting, in the sense that you are not able to actually implement with the people and go through the whole process. And well, you do some monitoring, but that's again also limited. I think that once the hubs are set up, there's a need for a proper orientation of expectations and and expectations, and also the rules and responsibilities, how those of us at the global level can support regional hub activities, and vice versa. And then also, once members are on board and perhaps become active, the process, the mechanism should be in place where members will feel appreciated, their views respected and incorporated into the global research agenda and learning. And that can only happen when you again give members the agency and the means to be able to express themselves and to be able to be part of research activities and research utilization. Talking about research utilization, whatever findings, whatever research is undertaken, bringing it back to the members and allowing members to actually utilize what have been generated through research. I think that's where and actually allowing the locals to lead the whole process of generating evidence and utilizing that evidence which is generated.